Agri Commissioner Ejiofor urges youth to embrace skill acquisition programs. 500 women, girls trained on menstrual hygiene. INEC Chair Professor Yakubu taxed political parties on deadline for candidate nomination. U.S. Navy fighter jet crashes, leaving its pilots dead. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good morning and welcome to the Breakfast News on ABS Television. My name is Priska Wanko. Anambra State Commissioner for Agriculture, Dr. Foster Ejiofor, has urged youths of Anambra Extraction to take advantage of the numerous empowerment and skill acquisition programs of the government to be gainfully employed. Dr. Ejiofor gave the advice while inaugurating a two-day business entrepreneurship development on compost manure, piggery, fishery and grass cutter production, organized by Rural Finance Institution Building Program at the Agricultural Development Program Office in Oka. Agri correspondent Ebeleze takes the story from here.
Addressing the Rural Finance Institution Building Program mentored participants from the 10 benefiting local government areas, Dr. Ejiofor restated the readiness of Anambra State government to migrate to regenerative agriculture for a more healthy agricultural produce that will guarantee healthy living. The commissioner, represented by the permanent secretary in the ministry, Sachinedu Ike, while assuring to support them with a little startup packs in their chosen agricultural enterprise, charged them to make good use of the knowledge garnered to make a living out of it and empower others.
Encourage you more. Make sure you are going home with something. Make sure you are going home with something. All these areas that you are being trained, make sure when you get home, you do the practicals. You make sure that this learning is not a waste.
The state manager of Small and Medium Enterprise Development Agency, CIMEDAN, Mrs. Chito Onozulike, explained that CIMEDAN is a federal government agency mandated to facilitate the growth and development of micro, small and medium enterprises that drive every nation's economy. Mrs. Onozulike, an engineer who advised them to take advantage of every government empowerment program to be self-reliant, announced that CIMEDAN has already covered over 15 local government areas in Anambra State, giving them funds of 70% no interest rate and 30% grants. In a keynote address, the Acting Director of Planning, Ministry of Economic Planning, Budget and Development Partners, Mr. Arthur Iwanya, encouraged the participants to take up the listed business entrepreneurship on a commercial basis.
One plot of farm today.
The State Coordinator of Rural Finance Institution Building Program, Mrs. Uzomaka Emma Awale, commended Governor Chukwuma Soludo for supporting their vision of helping to achieve his mandate of creating jobs for the youths, thereby keeping them away from crimes and criminality.
Thanking the BAMSEC for bringing out time to come and see us here. And also thanking the governor. Without him, we are not going to be here.
In a vote of thanks, the State Volunteer of Rural Finance Institution Building Program, Mr. Simeon Arakwe, charged the participants to step down the knowledge garnered to other members of their cooperative society, village youth, and any other interested person to create more jobs. The event featured intensive practical lecture on compost manure by Professor Cordelia Ebenebe from the Department of Agriculture, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Oka, and another lecture on piggery by Mr. Sam Ogo, as well as question and answer session. Behind me is an already set up compost manure that has 3 to 6 months maturity time for your organic farming. Set up one today and migrate to organic farming for a healthier living. In Oka, Ebele Eze, ABS News.
Keystone Bank Limited, in partnership with Whispering Hope Africa Initiative, Why Africa, have trained 500 girls and women of childbearing age on menstrual hygiene in commemoration of this year's World Menstrual Hygiene Day. The event, held at the Civic Center, Ama Umweri, Anambra East, was attended by female students, youth and women of childbearing age and other members of the community. Staff reporter Njideka Okoye covered the event and brought back this report.
Declaring the training open, the traditional ruler of Umueri, Igwe Bennett Emeka, thanked Keystone Bank and Y Africa for choosing Umueri as the host community for the initiative, saying that the training will go a long way in shaping and educating the girls and women to know how best to manage menstrual period and hygiene, as well as live a good life. Igwe Emeka, who said that choosing Umueri for this year's celebration is a welcome development and a blessing to the community, promised to reciprocate the gesture and advised participants to practice what they learned and train others.
It's very, very important and it's very, very timely. And I'm happy with the young girls and age-bearing women that we gathered here today, because from the secondary school level, that's when these girls will start misbehaving. So but if we're able to teach them what is good and what is bad, especially concerning their menstrual period, I think they will never forget it when they grow up. They have been trained, they will now impart the training to others so that they do the right thing instead of doing the wrong thing.
In their separate speeches, the manager, Keystone Bank Limited, Oka Branch, Mrs. Uju Ezewune, and the executive director, Y Africa, Nkechi Udeboka, explained that the essence of the celebration was to create awareness and to teach young girls how to take care of themselves hygienically, especially during menstruation. They said that through their programs, they discovered talents in young girls and helped them realize their aspirations, especially in the rural areas.
One of the girls said she always experienced heavy things during her period, and she told her friend in the class, and her friend told her that if she have a boyfriend and have sex, it will stop, which is wrong. So we are trying to educate the girls to stay away from female, especially sex at this age, to avoid all these unwanted pregnancy and drop out from school and all that.
In his remarks, the President General, Umueri General Assembly, Chief Johnny Mechie, restated the importance of capacity building to fish talents, to train and empower them to become somebody in life, noting that Umueri has many lined up empowerment programs for the youths of the community this year that will help youths in life.
It's a brilliant idea. And looking at these young ones, you will see that in our today's society, the parents are busy working. The mother is working, the fathers are working. And nobody has time to teach these kids what they've learned today. And I'm sure you are fully aware that sanitation is the key. So this is a very, very, very wonderful experience and wonderful lesson. Look at the kids, how happy they are.
A resource person at the training, Chidimma Oramale, took the participants on menstrual hygiene, dangers of premarital sex, school dropouts, and early marriage, and other vices that can mar their future, advising them to abstain from such. Earlier, the team paid a courtesy visit to the traditional ruler of the community, Igwe Bennett Emeka, at his palace, where they were received by the Umueri monarch in company of the President General of Umueri, Chief Mechie, and village heads and Umueri Royal Cabinet as the team rolled out packages of the event. The celebration, tagged Let's Talk Period, featured distribution of dignity kits to the participants and talks, among other things. From Umueri, Njideka Okoye, ABS News.
A one-day stakeholders dialogue and out-of-school children organized by the Atric Student Program, the team of researchers have ended in Oka. The dialogue held at the conference hall of the Anambra Ministry of Education was part of the research project of the Policy Innovation Center, Abuja, and an initiative of the Atric Student Program under the Office of the Vice President. It is a research project focused on problems confronting basic education. Details and more on the story from here.
Declaring open the dialogue, the Anambra State Commissioner for Education, Professor Ngozi Chumude, who commended the At-Risk Children Program for bringing the initiative to Anambra State, identified societal factors including poverty as one of the major contributions to some children being out of school. Assuring the team of the Ministry of Education's readiness to assist, Professor Chumude called all hands to be on deck for proper solutions to the issue of out-of-school children. In his comments, the leader of the research team, Mr. Charles Mwigwe, commended the enthusiasm with which Anambra State embraced the initiative, noting that the presence of relevant stakeholders at dialogue session was an indication of Anambra State's acceptance of the project. The traditional ruler of Okozo, Professor Charles Anikweze, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education, Dr. Nwando Biano, were among the dignitaries at the event.
Anambra State Ministry of Youth Development has graduated 21 local government youth desk officers after a 4-week intensive training on information communication technology, ICT. At the event, the desk officers were also empowered with laptops to enable them man the newly created data bank for youths in the state. Amaka Chibuzokoe has the details.
The event, which took place at the Government House, Oka, was attended by leaders of different youth organizations in the state. The data bank collected by the desk officers will contain vital information about youths at the local government level. Addressing the gathering, the Commissioner for Youth Development, Mr. Patrick Ahamba, said the ministry has positioned itself to take the lead in revolutionizing the state into becoming a digital hub to drive Anambra's vision of becoming a smart megacity. He restated the resolution of the ministry to pursue community-based programs for youths in the state.
The Ministry of Youth Development, in line with Mr. Governor's vision, has positioned itself to take the lead in revolutionizing Anambra State into becoming a digital tribe to make Anambra State a smart megacity. A lot of emphasis will be placed on our own, made in Anambra and the Anambra standard, which is targeting to create more jobs and business opportunities for our youth in general. While congratulating the successful graduates of the ministry's ICT program, I wish to state that a lot of hands, a lot of hard work and commitment is required to fast-track the collection of relevant data of youths in the 21 local government areas in the state, which are all joining hands together to make it work.
In a good message, the Commissioner for Local Government, Chieftaincy and Community Affairs, Honorable Collins Nwabwanne, said much is expected from the desk officers in their various duty posts, asking them to have a good working relationship with colleagues and be good team players.
Be friendly, especially in attitude, strong attention, ability to multitask, use discretion. Sometimes people tend to get you angry. Use your discretion. Let your position make you know that that position you are, you have to use a discretion. And above all, be a team player. I am here today because there is synergy. Because between me and my colleagues, we're having a team play. We're being a team player together. We have worked at the local government system. We know what it means to go down to the grassroots. And that is why we're together. Sometimes we talk. Those things we say are challenges to us when we're at local government. Can we fix them now? Can we fix them now? And by the grace of God, we're fixing them already.
In the separate speeches, the National Secretary, Asatu Youth Wing, Mr. Emeka Okoyozdo, the leader of Boys and Girls Brigade, Mrs. Obi Nwankwo, and former youth leader in the state, Comrade Nwabufo Nwankwo, extolled Governor Chukwuma Soludo, who he said is transforming the lives of youths through Mr. Ahamba, whom he noted is identifying the challenges facing the youth and has digitalized and took the affairs of the youth to higher dimension. While thanking the governor and Commissioner Ayamba, two of the desk officers, Mr. Chibuzo Ude and Mary Catherine Madoka, said that they were exposed to various aspects of ICT and expressed confidence that with the laptop they were equipped with, they will work as expected in fulfilling the mission of the present administration.
I'm in line with the vision of the Mr. Governor about making Anambra a mega city state where the Anambra is a livable and prosperous homeland. And I'm really testifying that the Mr. Commissioner has kept his words. In fact, those of us that are part of the training never knew that this will come true seriously, but we can see it happen. And what we want to pledge to Mr. Commissioner is that the equipment that we're being equipped, we'll use it judiciously, and we're going to get the record of Anambra State and every other assignment that is being given to us for the betterment of the Anambra.
Performance by the desk officers and presentations climaxed the program. From the Government House, Oka, Amaka Chibuzo Okoye, ABS News.
Anambra State Governor Professor Chukwuma Soludo has expressed deep sadness and sense of loss over the death of foremost Nigerian military army officer and former Chief of Staff of the defunct Biafran Army, General Alexander Madibo. General Madibo died on Friday, June 3, 2022, at the ripe age of 90. In a statement signed by the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Mr. Christian Aburime, to mourn the elder statesman, the governor regretted that General Madibo died at a time his wife's cancer was needed and moving the state ahead. He expressed gratitude to God that the general lived a worthy life and died at a very advanced age. Governor Soludo, while describing the late Madibo as a great patriot, courageous soldier and officer gentleman, said his contributions to nation building and his development of his immediate environment remain strong reference points in patriotism and nationalism. The governor recalled how the deceased put his life on the line in protecting his people when it mattered the most, noting that it is gratifying that while in the battlefields, he kept notes that enabled him write one of the greatest books about the Nigerian Civil War, the Nigerian Revolution and the Biafran Civil War. Governor Soludo prayed that the good Lord will grant his noble soul eternal rest and his immediate family and all the relations and the fortitude to bear the pains of his exit, knowing that he led a worthy life. The chairman, Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, has advised political parties to adhere to the deadline for the submission of candidate nomination for the 2023 general elections. Yakubu gave the advice on Friday when he visited the venue of the training organized by the Commission for Political Party Officials. The training was on how to use INEC Candidate Nomination Portal, ICNP, for the 2023 general elections. Yakubu, according to the statement by his Chief Press Secretary, Mr. Rotimi Oyekanmi, visited all the 6 groups under the training to ascertain that the party officials understand what they were being taught. The INEC chairman urged the officials to carefully note the respective commencement dates and deadlines for the submission and uploading of the candidate nomination forms for the national and state elections to the portal. Officials say a pilot has died after a fighter jet crashed in a desert community near Tijuana, California. The U.S. Navy said in a news release that no civilians were hurt when the FA-18E Super Hornet crashed in the Mojave Desert in San Bernardino County around 2:30 p.m. local time. The name of the pilot has not been released. The aircraft was based at Naval Air Station Lemoore in California. An investigation is ongoing, the Navy said. Trona is about 160 miles northeast of Los Angeles. Sports. Head coach Jose Santos Pesiro has called up Captain Ahmed Musa, Deputy Captain William Ekong and 25 other players to the camp of the Super Eagles for this month's 2023 Africa Cup of Nations qualifying matches against Sierra Leone, Sao Tome and Principe. The Portuguese tactician also invited goalkeepers Francis Uzoho and Adewale Adeyinka, defenders Ola Oluwa Aina, Calvin Bassi, Sani Fasao, Oluwa Shemilogo Ajayi and Chidoze Awaziem, midfielders Joseph Ayodele Aribo, Alex Iwobi and Innocent Bonke. Also invited are forwards Moses Simon, Terem Murphy, Cyril Desas and Emmanuel Dennis, who were all part of the squad that played Mexico and Ecuador in prestige friendlies in the United States of America. Nigeria welcomed Sierra Leone to the MKO Abiola National Stadium in one of the Day 1 matches in the campaign on Thursday, 9th of June, before flying to Marrakesh, Morocco, to play away to Sao Tome and Principe on Monday, the 13th of June. Remember, you can follow news and program on ABS in many parts of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television or follow us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. Log on to our website www.absradiotv.com. And to end the breakfast news this morning, a recap of the main points. Anambra Agri Commissioner Ihe has urged youth to embrace skill acquisition programs. 500 women and girls have been trained in menstrual hygiene. INEC Chair Professor Yakubu has tasked political parties on deadline for candidate nomination. And from the foreign scene, we brought you the sad story that U.S. Navy fighter jets has crashed, leaving its pilots dead. And here is the special message again. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has called for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that's it on the Breakfast News right here on ABS Television at this time. Thanks for watching. My name is Priska Wanko. Good morning and happy Sunday.